today's vlog, we are going to discuss emptiness. Yes, when emptiness becomes the fullest truth. So we live in a world of constant noise. Yeah, there is information overload, endless opinions, infinite scrolling, going into zero. And I think those who meditate also understand the logic of going into zero. It's just nullifying the thoughts, yeah, for a while, that you can just nullify the thoughts so that you can clear the clutter. Vishnu as Śunya represents the substratum, the pure being. But Shiva as Mahā represents dissolution, yeah, where all the forms return to this emptiness ultimately. Still mind is like a flame in a windless place. So where there is a wind, the flame can just go and spread in every direction. If there is no wind, it will just be there. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram, Om Shri Matre Namaḥ. Welcome back to the Glaze Studios oil painting vlog number 76 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is a painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography, using which the 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu are getting painted. As the painting is coming along, I'm also trying to understand the deeper meanings lying underneath these names. With the help of scriptures from Sanatana Dharma, whatever I am learning as an amateur, I'm also sharing with you via these weekly vlogs. Each vlog typically covers 10 names and the meanings, and then we take tangential perspective into scriptures of some Sanatana Dharma to understand the deeper meanings. And though I cover 10 names in each of the vlogs, I've also seen that I am constantly referring back and forth to the previous vlog simply because of the interconnectivity of the names. So it really helps that you take a look at the previous vlogs and come back, so you are able to understand the contradictions, why they exist, why not, and take a deeper tangential perspective from your own angle as well. Find something useful, a nugget that could be useful for your personal life or a professional growth as well. I have found some nuggets there, and so I totally encourage you to do that. So with that, let's look at the plan for today. So we look at 741st name going on up to 750th name in today's vlog, and then we are going to discuss emptiness. Emptiness, yes, when emptiness becomes the fullest truth. So we're getting deeper and deeper in the meanings. There were a lot of material meanings, there were a lot of material stories that we have also looked at, conflicts looked at, and in the last few you could have sensed that we are getting deeper and deeper into the meanings, and this is going to look at the emptiness. Today's session is going to talk about emptiness. Let's move on to the plan for today without much ado, starting with the names first. The 741st name is Om Chandanangadine Namaḥ. Refers to one who is adorned with the armlets that generate joy, or another perspective is one whose limbs are anointed with sandalwood paste. Chandanam also, refers to sandalwood basically. So the literal meaning could be a sandalwood paste anointing, or it can be meant to refer to the one who is adorned with armlets that generate joy. Yeah. 742nd name is Om Veeragne Namaḥ. Veera could refer to a bold personality, a heroic personality. Let's understand the name here, the meaning here. One who has destroyed heroes. Heroes, who are these heroes? Such as Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, for protecting Dharma. It's a very interesting perspective. So the Asuras in our previous stories that we have looked at in our previous vlogs, we talked about asuras like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakshan, and Ravana, so many characters. And here this name is so contradictory. It's referring to them by using the phrase or the word Veera or hero. So there is due respect also given to their personality. Coming back to the formless form that he takes, that we have discussed in our previous vlogs, we understand that it's also another projection of or dimension of his own identity that is taking this heroic form, or what we call as a negative form here. Yeah. So this is a very interesting name that covers it, very subtly, I think. Yeah. So that's the perspective here. 743 is Om Śunyāya Namaḥ. Refers to one to whom there is no equal, because nothing is comparable to him by any characteristic. This is one perspective. Another is a compromising abode of inequalities. A very, very conflicting name, or a complex name. Yeah. So why is he incomparable? Because he is beyond any characteristic. Yeah. So this is a compromising abode for inequalities. What does it mean? It's so against each other, so much contradictory. The phrase itself, it's compromising abode, meaning it's the place where inequalities are considered. Yeah. So that's a very deeper meaning coming up from this name. 744 is Om Śunyāya Namaḥ. Shunya is a number referring to the number 0. Yes. Let's look at the meaning here. Śunyāya Namaḥ refers to one who, being without any attributes, appears as a Śunya, as a emptiness, as the void. Yeah, and that's exactly what we are going to discuss today. So we'll move on to 745. Om Adishesha Namaḥ. Adishesha Namaḥ refers to one whose blessings are unfailing, or one who consumes ghee. So ghee is also the clarified butter that goes into the yajna, sacrificial thing, but it's also symbolic. Don't imagine the ghee itself. So it's also a symbolic element that goes into the yajna. So there could be many perspectives coming up from one single name. We have seen that in many cases before, isn't it? 746 is Om Achalaya Namaḥ. 747 is Om Chalaya Namaḥ. Let's look at the meaning. 746 Om Achalaya Namaḥ refers to one who cannot be deprived of his real nature as truth. Yeah. Or identity, or intelligence, or infinity. So he cannot be deprived of his real nature as any form. Yeah. Or the simple other meaning is Achalaya, or Achalaya is immovable. Chalaya, the next name, 747, Om Chalaya Namaḥ, refers to one who moves in the form of air. The movable, again contradictory names, isn't it? It's the immovable and movable. But he is also existing as this Śunya. We will discuss this, debate this in a short while from now. 748 is Om Amanine Namaḥ. Refers to he who, being of the nature of pure consciousness, has no sense of identification with anything that is not Atman. Pure consciousness is what we have been discussing in so many of these episodes. So let's move on to 749 Om Manadaya Namaha, one who by his power of Maya induces the sense of self in non-self. That's so interesting. So, using the power of Maya, so we are all non-selves. We have technically no identity, but it's the Maya that is inducing us to create our own. It's a delusion. We create our own identity. We talked about, the identity of nationality, gender, whatever identity we want to call ourselves into. And this is the Maya. This is the power of his Maya that makes us do all these things. Yeah, that's the name Manadaya Namaha, and its meaning. There is also other meanings. One who has regard and beneficence towards his devotees. That's one other meaning. Another meaning is one who destroys in the knowing ones the sense of identifications with oneself and causes respect to his creation. So brilliant, deeper meanings. Highly conflicting, contradictory, but very interesting. 750th name is Om Śunyāya Namaḥ. Refers to one who is to be adored by all because he is the God of all, or he is to be respected by all. With that, we come to the end of the 10 names and the meanings. Let's jump into the emptiness, the void. Yes, we are going to look at the topic for today, when emptiness becomes the fullest truth. Śunyāya. So we live in a world of constant noise. Yeah, there is information overload, endless opinions, infinite scrolling. Yeah, so despite having everything, many experience this inner emptiness. After so much of doom scrolling, do you feel like totally empty? You might have enjoyed so many hours, but what exactly have you enjoyed with that? Yeah, in Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali addresses this paradox through a powerful name, Śunyāya Namaḥ. Yeah, salutations to the one who is emptiness itself. But this Śunya is not absence of something. It's actually pure potential. Yeah, going into zero. And I think those who meditate also understand the logic of going into zero. It's just nullifying the thoughts. Yeah, for a while, that you can just nullify the thoughts so that you can clear the clutter. Yeah. So coming back to what is Śunya. Śunya means void, emptiness, zero, the number zero itself. Vedic clarity gives us that Śunya does not necessarily mean nothingness. It refers to the Nirguna Brahman. Yeah? So Brahman, as we know, is the the super consciousness and supreme consciousness. And Nirguna Brahman here is the absolute truth without or without any kind of attributes. Yeah. And Brihadaranya Upanishad declares this Neti Neti. And I think you might have heard people referring to this Neti Neti. Not this, Neti Neti. So the truth cannot be described only, it can be emptied of false descriptions. So, in order to reach something, it's there is a strategy of selecting from the option. There is also a principle that we follow of rejecting from the options available to come to something. So to arrive at a zero, you need to deduct certain things. Yes, and what exactly is that meaning here in Neti Neti is that it has to be derived through emptying all the false descriptions. If you remove all the false descriptions, what will remain will be the ultimate Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. Yeah, that is Śunya. Yes. And Vishnu as Śunya is the Lord beyond that, because he is beyond the form, name, quantity, quality, limitation. And we have discussed the formless form also in one of the vlogs. I think it was vlog number 74, I think. Yeah, please do take a look at that and come back to this. Yes, so let's look at the real-time world reflection of this Śunya. So in today's world, what are we struggling with? We burn out despite our productivity. Yeah, we get anxiety despite the abundance that we have. There is definitely identity confusion despite our self-expression. We are able to express ourselves so well, but still we have identity confusion challenges. Why is this happening today? Because we keep adding onto it, adding on layers without emptying, clearing the clutter. Again, the logic of meditation that I talked about comes back here. So, Śunyāya teaches one only when our mind becomes empty of the noise, the truth can reveal itself. So, just as silence gives the meaning to a sound, and emptiness gives the meaning to existence. So, remember, when we enjoy even the brilliant of the musicians, the music, we wait for the kind of drifts and pauses and the lows to come to go to the high of the music also. So invariably in the sound that is produced of an instrument or by somebody with a voice that we could be enjoying as music, there are pauses, there are breaks, and there are empty slots inside, and that put together, the emptiness with the sounds put together, make the music, and that's what we are able to enjoy. And very similarly, our existence also needs to be including the emptiness in the lives that we have to give it fullest meaning. Yeah, so let's look at another topic by itself, Mahā Śunyāya and cosmic dissolution. Śunya, Mahā Śunya. Who is Mahā Śunya? What is Mahā Śunya? So Śunya, we have just defined that it could be a zero, it could be this emptiness and so on, and where exactly is it, or is it a part of us even today? But Mahā Śunya is also the term that is referred or associated with Lord Shiva. So, in the cosmic understanding, Vishnu as Śunya, because we have talked about the Vishnu Sahasranamavali and Śunya comes here. Vishnu as Śunya represents the substratum, the pure being. But Shiva as Mahā Śunya represents dissolution, yeah, where all the forms return to this emptiness ultimately. So, somewhere they are converging their roles, I suppose. Yeah. So this is not a contradiction, rather it's a cosmic balance that they are trying to bring. In Bhagavad Gita, I think we have touched upon these scripts many times, so I'm just going to take a part of it. Chapter 11, the Vishwarupa Darshan again, verse 32 echoes this truth. Kalosmi lokakshaya krita. So, I am the time, the great destroyer of the worlds. Destruction is not necessarily negative, it is a reset, and we have discussed this elaborately in many of our vlogs. So, the Vedic alignment, even this is something that people might have heard frequently. This is a statement that is coming from Isha Upanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. It starts with that. So the Purnam, again, that is full, this is full, and there is a paradox here. So emptiness lies, or emptiness is the fullness. So what is full is that when we are done with living the life, when we are clear of our understanding of whatever is the plus and minus, have let go of it and made us clear, we become full. So the Purnam, or the fullness, is actually derived out of this emptiness. So how can we use this Śunyāya today? Let's look at the practical conclusion here. So there is a mental Śunya. How do we derive that? It's a simple way to meditate. We talk about the removing all these things, yeah, pausing before reacting, yeah, that is the mental Śunya. Digital Śunya, can we do that? Create space from constant consumption. Very simple thing. Digital Śunya, okay, this is something we should practice from today if we can, yeah. So let's put some hours where we say it's a digital Śunya time, and switch off all the gadgets, and maybe take a walk in the clean air in the park or wherever, forest, beach, wherever you can, yeah. Try something basic to have a digital Śunya. Emotional Śunya, can we have that? Let go of the labels and expectations. Again, this is also hard, isn't it? Try it for a few minutes. The same way. Let's try it because I'm not going to give an advice. I'm also trying. Like I mentioned, I'm also an amateur, so I'm going to also try this for a few minutes per day. Emotional Śunya. Spiritual Śunya. The meditation I always talk about. Yes, meditate without seeking visions or results. Yeah, so just try to do that. Even today morning I was trying to do a little bit of a spiritual Śunya, to just, not think anything for a moment. It is still work in progress, but it is there. So can we just summarize? There is mental Śunya by just pausing. Digital Śunya, trying to remove the gadgets. How many minutes, seconds you can? We'll try. The third point is the emotional Śunya, and the fourth is the spiritual Śunya. Spiritual Śunya doesn't necessarily mean going to a temple or going to any rituals or something. Of course, it could be interesting, very, very much welcome, but just removing the results and visions and expectations out of the mind and just being in the spiritual Śunya. So these four can be something that we can practically apply this 0 to. Yeah, 0 has a very powerful meaning. We can attempt this. Yeah, so a still mind, even in Bhagavad Gita, a still mind is like a flame in a windless space. Still mind is like a flame in a windless place. So where there is a wind, the flame can just go and spread in every direction. If there is no wind, it will just be there. It will just be there. Yeah, just like the way you put a little candle, a light out of it, it will definitely glow. It will not burn things around, isn't it? So that's the difference between the stillness and the winds. Yeah, so that stillness is the Śunya. When the mind becomes empty, the life actually becomes meaningful. So when the ego dissolves, the truth can shine. So Śunyāya Namaḥ is not just about escaping the world. It's not escaping the world again. So you are making a momentary pause, a conscious pause. So it's all about seeing the clarity within the world, also within our lives. So with that, I come to an end of this session. I hope the Śunyāya made you think in some direction. I would really love to hear what kind of Śunyāya you have practiced or tried and how many minutes did it work. Please do share your comments in the feedback in the comment section. Until we meet in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy and stay motivated. Thank you. Bye-bye.